President Trump tweeted ago, if Obamacare is hurting people, and it is, why shouldn't it hurt the insurance companies? And why should Congress not be paying what the public pays? Good questions. All rise, Napolitano, back from the endless summer vacation, is back, suntanned and all. Seriously, though, I'm not having a go at you for your vacations. I know you're working hard, wherever you are.
Kind.
Yeah, what a guy. Okay.
He always works hard, Stuart.
Can the president withdraw the special treatment that Congress gets under Obamacare?
The original Obamacare proposal provided that the insurance premiums for every member of Congress and their dependents would be paid for by the federal government in the statute. In the course of all the negotiation between the House and the Senate, it was dropped, but it was dropped with an agreement that the Office of Personnel Management in the executive branch would reinstate it as a regulation. So it is now paid by the federal government, but it's not in the statute. Who runs the Office of Personnel Management? The President of the United States. Could he appoint a director of that office and tell that director to stop paying congressional premiums? Yes. If he does that, what will it cost them? A lot of money, about $12,000 a year per person.
I don't think that's a very effective threat to make Congress do what the president wants them to do.
Well, Congress could invalidate the threat if it really wanted to get piggish, which it's done in the past, and just vote itself the benefit by more than a two-thirds majority, and the president's veto would be overridden. But think about it.
No, they wouldn't.
For the government to impose laws on the rest of us that don't regulate the Congress, or state it differently, for the Congress to take our money and use it to pay its own insurance when we have to pay our insurance, what kind of a government is that?
I agree with you. I agree with you. But
I don't know where this is going to go.
But the threat to get rid of that exemption is not a strong enough threat to change any votes in Congress. That would be my position. But you, Liz, I think you disagree with me?
Well, I think the Trump voter and the backer out there is sick of D.C. not eating their own cooking. One set of rules for them and one set of rules for everybody else. Obama did away with this. He said, you know what, Congress, you don't have to be under Obamacare. He did that in 2013.
I don't think they'll change any votes.
Is correct. Look, here's how the rules are changed. The Office of Personnel Management proposes the rule change. Congress can reject the rule change within 30 days. So it's going to be a ping-pong match back and forth between Congress and the executive branch if this happens.
Far more important is the president's threat to withhold money from insurance companies.
Far more difficult is his ability to do that. But if the president does withhold money from insurance companies, he really would be gutting Obamacare and would cause poor and middle-class people to be without insurance at their peril. There'd be a political cost to that, and there'll be a political reaction to it.
It would speed up the collapse of Obamacare. I mean, rapidly.
Well, it would speed up the collapse of Obamacare. I don't defend Obamacare. It's a big socialist scheme as far as I'm concerned. But it would also harm a lot of innocent people in the process.
That's true.
And the president would have to take the heat for that harm.
Okay, but that is an unlikely step.
I think it is unlikely. I don't blame him for firing off these threats. He's frustrated that he can't get governing done. But in both of these cases, I don't think the threats will work.
You know what I think?
What do you think?
At the end of the day, the United States of America actually wants the government to increase its role in health care.
I am sorry to say that I agree with you. The Constitution to the contrary, notwithstanding. The free market to the contrary, notwithstanding. The lessons of history to the contrary, notwithstanding.
Can I give a footnote? I'm so sorry.
Sure.
There was a symbolic...
I was on a roll.
Forgive me, quickly. There was, you were on a roll and I cut it off. There was a symbolic vote just last Thursday for single payer. A Republican put it up. Watch this. 4 Democrats rejected single payer. 43 Democrats abstained. He said, we're not going to vote on this right now.
Yeah, they voted present.
They voted present.
That's where they want to take it.
Right, but it's as absurd.
But they're not supporting it.
It's as absurd as the Republicans voting to repeal Obamacare 60 times while Barack Obama was president, knowing he would veto it. And now they can't muster the guts to vote to repeal it when they have a Republican president who'll sign it.
Are you going to come back in the 11 o'clock hour?
If you'll have me.
Well, we have no choice. You're back.